Let's watch this. Will the tech job market ever recover? And before even before even watching this video, I will add some 2 or 3 thoughts that I have. I think the tech market will recover, and it will take like 2 or 3, maybe 5 years, but it will recover, because what AI really was a tool. It still is a tool. It can't be self-sufficient. It can't be, self-improving, self-correcting, whatever. It's not there yet, and it never will be there, no matter how much slop you generate out of AI. So at some point, companies will realize that we were wrong about the conception or the preconception of AI, the idea of AI, that it's not as perfect as it was made it out to be. And as a result, AI will enter the tools category, the same thing as VS Code or whatever, the other tools that we use for development. It's going to enter that category. And at that point, people will be like, now we need people who can effectively manage AI slop code, or know enough to spot errors in the AI code, correct it, and then provide us good solutions with it. And as a result, the tech market will start recovering. Yes, AI will be a requirement for people to use in job applications. In job descriptions, you will see that must be familiar with Claude Pro or Gemini or Flash or VO, whatever. It's gonna happen. Also, one more thing I want to add to this: will the tech job market ever recover? I think companies will have this realization that the billions and billions that they poured onto the development of AI infrastructure has not given them the profits. So now they're going to have to revert back to the old ways, where they're going to have to hire people and they're going to have to get their software made that way. Because ultimately, what companies run on is budget. You can only drive hype for so long. At some point, the hype will fizzle out. So that's what I think about the tech market. It's going to take 4 or 5 years to recover, but it will recover. But let's say what economy media has to say about it.
Hundreds of thousands of tech workers on the streets. That is the result of massive layoffs and increasing automation in large companies.
Largest number of layoffs in technology so far this year.
And these large number of layoffs happen because of the money getting poured into AI infrastructure. That is the sole reason companies have to be like, hey man, I don't have money to pay you a monthly salary anymore. As a result, your position is no longer required. But by that time, the damage would be done. The damage will be done. Yes, I agree with that. But then the industry also has potential to recover from that damage. It's not a permanent stain that it will cause. Yes, it will result in inflation. It will result in stock market manipulations. Ultimately, we the common people are gonna get screwed. But it's gonna, pick up itself piece by piece.
As if that weren't enough, a resume builder survey revealed that 70% of recruiters believe it is acceptable to post fake job listings.
That is such a shitty thing, man. Such a shitty thing. Why are you wasting everybody's time just for collecting data and selling it? Such a shitty thing to do for potential job seekers.
And that jobs are hard to come by is that a good chunk of postings aren't.
About 4 in 10 companies claim to have posted fake job listings this year. 3 in 10 companies are currently advertising for a job that is not real. What is the motivation behind it? Is it collecting data?
Receive an interview response.
John isn't alone. Many people are frustrated by applying to these kinds of jobs.
Those jobs are on the rise and frustrating job seekers. So how do you spot one? You can't.
They seem to have no intention of hiring anyone.
However, entities such as the Bureau of Labor Statistics project that tech employment will grow by 18% in AI-related areas over the next decade.
And we're
Told you, next decade. So I said 5 years, but it's actually the next decade. Okay.
starting to see that pickup in Gen AI type jobs.
This, combined with a slight but steady recovery in tech job openings, leaves us with a question. Will tech job market ever recover? And if so, under what conditions?
It will.
Nearly 500,000. That was the number of open job positions at their peak in 2022. 3 years later, that number has been cut in half. But if we look closely, it seems that since its lowest point in 2023, there has been a slight and steady recovery over time. But how did we get here? To understand it, we have to go back a decade.
I just realized. The one reason that there are fake job listings on the market is for the companies to show to investors that they are rapidly growing. The more job listings that they put out and they show to the investor that look at us, we put out these many job listings. We are growing as a company, so put money into us. That is another motivation for job listings, fake job listings, I mean.
For many, landing a job at a major tech company meant achieving the professional ideal: high salaries, generous benefits, and flexible environments. The hiring boom in the tech sector during the pandemic was monumental, driven by the rise of remote work.
Okay, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit because I don't want to talk about the 2020, 2022 era. Just don't want to.
Citing strategic restructurings or operational adjustments. That year, more than 260,000 tech jobs were eliminated globally. The trend continued in 2024, with over 150,000 additional layoffs. And by 2025...
Oh, and it still hasn't stopped, by the way. Microsoft just laid off 7,000 or 9,000 workers very recently. It is still going on.
More than 25,000 have already been recorded. Most of these cuts were concentrated in administrative positions, mid-level software engineering, and middle management roles. In some cases, companies laid off
middle management roles, huh? Amazon just came out very recently and it explicitly says that they need less managers. They need less managers. Their CEO, Andy Jassy, pretty much said explicitly that they are tired of all the bureaucracy and the middle managers and everything. Amazon is reducing the number of managers as part of a broader effort to streamline operations and increase efficiency. So even middle managers are not safe anymore. Forget those days where you could put on a suit and just sit in an office and manage developers all day. Those days are gone as well.
Workers just months after hiring them, revealing a disconnect between planning departments and human resources. At the same time, the volume of new job openings dropped drastically. According to the Ravio Tech Jobs Report, job listings for software developers in the US decreased by more than 70% between 2023 and 2025. This contraction is not limited to the United States. In the United Kingdom, for example, entry-level tech roles declined by over 30% during the same period. Unemployment among IT professionals, which used to be below the national average, now exceeds it. In May 2025, it reached 5.5%, a significant figure in a sector that historically experienced full
5% uprise is a historical, monumental uprise. Wow. We really are in the end game right now.
employment.
We've talked a lot about how robotics and automation have replaced some of the low-skilled jobs in the market, but could artificial intelligence now be looking to replace some of the coders?
Beyond the numbers, what discourages tech professionals most is not only the scarcity of positions, but the deteriorating quality of hiring processes. To this, we must
ATS system mentioned. This is why all the resumes, they are following the overleaf template. This is why people get told that 5 ways to create the best resume out there to get a job. Then guess what? Everybody else follows that advice. And we are back to square one, where the problem was not being able to find a job. Recruitment process have always been broken. It doesn't have like small cracks and bits here and there. There are wide gaping holes in the recruitment process. That can also be a 15-minute video on its own. It is so broken.
must add a phenomenon that worsens the problem: the publication of fake job postings, practices that distort the perception of demand and increase the frustration of job seekers. This phenomenon is known as corporate ghosting, where companies simply do not respond to applications, even after
Of course, ghosting is a problem. Of course. This is just one of the problems. Yeah.
interviews. In 2024, the conversion rate from applications to interviews fell from 12% to 8%. This means that fewer than 1 in 12 people applying for a position even receive a call. Moreover,
If you take the ratio to number of applications versus people hired, that is also very crazy. It must be below 1%. It must be like 0.0001% or something like that. Let's see what the ratio is.
the average time to find a tech job in the United States rose from 3 months to more than 5. These
5 months. Really? Okay, average might be 5 months, but I have talked to so many people that have been applying for 1.5 years or something, and they still aren't able to find something.
delays are not only due to competition, but also because many companies keep job postings open without any intention of filling them. This behavior has had a devastating effect on the mental health of applicants.
Yep,
Platforms like LinkedIn and Reddit are full of testimonies from people who have submitted
Yep.
hundreds of applications
Yep.
without receiving a single reply.
Yep.
Experienced engineers with certifications and relevant projects completely ignored. Even
Yep.
after passing several interview rounds, it's common for communication to be abruptly cut off without explanation.
Yep.
This phenomenon
And the whole reason for that is that companies don't owe you that don't owe you that kind of transparency. There is no law when it comes to recruitment. Companies can say you're the best candidate out there. We can't wait to have you join us on Monday morning. And you wake up on Monday morning, you receive no message, you receive no email, you try to reach out to the recruiter, no response, no nothing. It's just poof, gone. Why? You have no idea. Is it the budget cuts? Is it someone else that they found? It's all sorts of toxicity.
phenomenon is closely tied to a quietly growing practice, the publication of ghost jobs.
More people looking for work these days are noticing an increase in what are known as
No reply yet. Of course there is no reply, Vaikunt. Of course.
ghost jobs being posted online, where they're posted, but the jobs themselves don't actually exist.
These are listings that appear on platforms like LinkedIn, Indeed, or Glassdoor, but are not intended to fill a real hiring need. Some are created to appear as growth to investors, others to collect resumes and expand databases, and others to have candidates on reserve in case of potential departures.
Oh, that is so shitty. That is so shitty. Just collecting data. I mean, they are not pointing the actual reason, right? Okay, maybe they did. I missed out. Okay.
2025, it is estimated that at least 40% of companies posted a fake job listing in the past year. And in the case of tech companies, that figure rises to over 55%. What's worse is that many of these listings even advance to interview stages, despite there being no active vacancy behind the process. According to Resume Builder, up to 70% of recruiters consider this practice morally acceptable. It is justified as a business strategy tool, without regard for the damage it causes to
Unreal to me. This is unreal to me that this is morally justifiable. Companies are willing to waste your time, waste your efforts, and give you hope just to take it away after you clear the interview. This is so shitty. Holy crap. Man, what stage of capitalism have we entered? Seriously.
thousands of people genuinely seeking employment. But despite this bleak outlook, there are signs of life in certain areas of the tech job market.
You've heard the AI warnings.
Every technological revolution affects the job market.
AI could cost some humans their jobs in the near future.
But AI is also creating some new jobs.
But these signs do not point to a broad recovery. Rather, they suggest a reconfiguration of job profiles. Artificial intelligence is at the heart of this transformation. Although it is often portrayed as the cause of unemployment, the truth is that it is generating new demand for very specific profiles. Roles such as machine learning engineers, data architects, AI scientists, and cloud
Forget even morally, how the fuck can it be justified by any means, first and foremost. But they played mental gymnastics, bro. They just played it. To get away from the guilt, they did it. Education is evergreen business. Of course it is. Of course it is.
computing specialists are growing, even as traditional software and general IT jobs shrink. Projections from the U.S. Department of Labor anticipate that tech jobs will grow by 18% over the next decade, rising from 6 million in 2024 to over 7 million by 2034.
Oh! Ah! When they said 18%, I was actually happy looking at that percent. But when they put it in figures, from 6 million to just 7 million, do they really think that there is only 1 million people in the tech sector seeking a job? That is crazy. There should be a new law against this shit. How many laws can you really make, bro? And how do you define the parameters of that law? That is another discussion, whole other discussion. Morals in the big 2025. Yeah, they don't exist. Admit nahi karega koi Sid bhai. No, yeah, they won't admit. Of course they won't admit. Why would they? I don't even have fields to work on in the village.
This translates into more than 350,000 new positions each year, but they won't be the same job.
Nope, not enough. 350K, not enough. There are tens of millions of engineers getting added to the market every year. Boy, oh boy, are we gonna get screwed.
Jobs that existed before. There will be fewer tech support roles and greater demand for expertise in cybersecurity, automation, cloud platforms, and data analysis. This transition also involves a shift in educational and experience requirements. Companies are beginning to value practical certifications in specific technologies over traditional university degrees.
And to get that, join my course. It's only $5,000 for 3 years. I'm gonna hire industry experts and I'm gonna open up a college for you to join in and get that degree because education sector is so outdated. Forget that shit. Join my new gen AI college. The whole college is AI driven. Ugh. Education sector is having an orgasm right now, listening to this statement right here. Suddenly all the course sellers have now their ears up. Oh, wait, what did we just hear? They are seeking practical skills. Time to make a video. Time to release a new course.
One of the groups most affected by this reconfiguration are young professionals and those seeking their first
I know. And so was I.
job.
Data shows that recent college and high school graduates face a tough road ahead. According to the Labor Department, the national unemployment rate for those new job seekers is nearly 7%, about the highest level in a decade.
In markets such as the US and the UK, job offers for recent graduates have dropped between 30% and 40% over the past 2 years. This has created a kind of bottleneck. Thousands of highly skilled graduates who can't enter the formal market and are beginning to look for opportunities in sectors less related to their training. Added to this is the situation of migrant workers, especially in countries with employment-linked visas like the US.
Migrants mentioned. Okay, this is getting problematic territory. Let's see what they have to say.
The elimination of positions has left many in irregular status or forced them to leave the country. It is estimated that more than 10,000 engineers on H-1B visas lost their jobs in 2023, and many of them have yet to find new placements. The tech job market is not dead, but it is changing so profoundly.
No, it is slowly moving towards being dead for people who are on H-1B visas. I have been watching so many videos on YouTube about students living in countries like US or Canada where they absolutely have to find a job for their visa to stay relevant. And they are freaking out of their minds, being like, there is nothing out there, there is nothing here to get a job on, and I'm gonna get deported and everything. So yeah, very, very realistic threat. Yeah.
That many of its old patterns no longer serve as guidance.
So as you can imagine, a lot of uncertainty for tech workers, particularly ones who depend on their job.
The era of mass hiring, colorful offices, and extravagant perks is over. The recovery, if it comes, will be partial and selective. Some roles will disappear forever.
Tech industry faces role shifts as some jobs disappear and others surge. What are the others? Okay, tell us.
Others will emerge strongly. Recovering the tech job market does not mean returning to 2021 hiring numbers. It means rethinking how, who, and under what conditions companies hire. Technology is not disappearing, but it is becoming more selective, more automated, and more specialized.
Automated doesn't mean that it is getting efficient. It simply doesn't. The one thing that you have to fix when it comes to recruitment is the recruitment process itself. Tech is running in one direction, but recruiting is still sitting on its ass, being like, I don't want to change. That's not how you solve the recruitment problem.